Yo, top of the morning to you, wealth champions. Welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, coming live and direct from the freefunnelmachine.com studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Sorry for the late start, man. Facebook changed up its interface, threw me way off, so now here I am. But welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. We've got a great show planned out for you today. We're going to get into some news every hustler can use here in a second. We also have a great interview with the legendary sales coach and trainer, Mr. Brian Keith McNeill. If you want to learn how to sell more stuff, then you, my friend, are in the right place. And then after that interview, we're going to get into some basics of sales funnels, guys. If you are not using sales funnels in your business, then you're working too hard. A sales funnel allows you to add some automation to your business. So we're going to give you some examples of 3 cool sales funnels that anybody can set up. And of course, our friends over at freefunnelmachine.com can get you set up with a free platform, with a free autoresponder and free training on how to do all of this stuff. I'm just going to show you how it works and the importance of incorporating sales funnels into your business. So let me roll my intro from my original show, the Talking Money in the Morning Live. If you guys got ideas of an intro that I can use for the Cortez Hustle Show, I'm all ears. I actually got a hook in my head. If I can get with the right producer and we can lay down a track, I've got an actual theme song that's been brewing for this show, but I'm going to need some help. So if you know some producers, tag them in this actual show, share this podcast with them, and maybe we can connect and lay down some tracks and get some things cracking. But here is the intro nevertheless.
It up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money. That's all he talks
There's
about.
nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth.
Money is the root to all.
No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
Okay.
Yes, I do think about other things than money.
Money.
I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my family. Money's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. A. Cortez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As I discussed earlier, I had some technical difficulties. I hope you guys could hear that intro. Nevertheless, we will make do with what we have, man. You gotta, roll with technology sometimes. These Facebook changes entire interface, and for those of you who do not know, that's how the Cortez Hustle Show is recorded live via video. So you can always go check that out on the Cortez Hustle Show page on Facebook if you want to see us in action. But for some reason, I could not get to my show producer, so I had to reproduce the entire show like 5 minutes before we started. So hopefully you guys could hear my intro. I did not see it functioning like I wanted it to. So I'm actually going to queue up a monitor here so that I can see if you guys can hear me okay and all of that good stuff. Nevertheless, we've got news that every hustler can use. And what I do in this segment is I like to go over to Black Enterprise Magazine. They got a lot of great posts on entrepreneurship. I also saw a couple posts that I want to share with you guys on that I found on Forbes as well that were pretty interesting. When you're an entrepreneur, especially during times like this, you've got to know how to pivot. You've got to know how to roll with the punches. You've got to know how to adapt. You've got to know how to adjust. You've got to know how to take an L, get over it quickly, and come back swinging. And that's what some of these articles remind me of. I also want to share with you a little book excerpt from Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. And just to encourage you entrepreneurs out there that, you know what, the game is rigged, but at the same time, it's fair, right? It's rigged, but at the same time, it's fair. Everybody has a shot. And you've got to be willing to shoot your shot. So let's get into news that every entrepreneur can use. Let's check it out and see what we got. All right, so we're checking out Black Enterprise. Kanye West is officially hip hop's newest billionaire, according to Forbes. I thought that was pretty cool. I posted this on my page yesterday, and it was interesting the amount of cynicism that I got on that post. And I thought that more people would be inspired. But you know what more people basically went to is he's a Trump supporter. And that's what people said that was the wrong example to use because he's a Trump supporter. And for the life of me, I just can't understand what that's got to do with brother's hustle and his grind and making his way to billionaire status, right? But nevertheless, man, we like who we like and we don't like who we don't like. So another couple good articles that I saw. Rapper Killer Mike says, Atlanta, do not go outside when they reopen, right? Memphis hairstylist proposing reopening salons under new guidelines to save their businesses. I did last week's show, I talked about 3 things that I would be doing if I was in the hair care business right now and doors are closed. There are some things that these people could be doing, and I don't know if rushing back to open up my shop would be one of those. I love this one. Iconic Black-owned firm Luster Products expanded into hand sanitizer to help fight COVID-19. This is what having the means to produce can do for you. Guys, they already have equipment that produces all kinds of products. They just simply made a pivot, right? They pivoted into hand sanitizer and everything like that. So pretty dope. Damon John was apparently accused of selling face masks to Florida at an inflated price. That's entrepreneurship, people. Now, he denies this accusation, but whether he is selling the mask at an inflated price or not, that's entrepreneurship, y'all. Supply and demand dictates prices. Toya Johnson, famous ex-wife of famous rapper Lil Wayne, talks about her daughter's unbreakable mother-daughter bond and the family hustle. I would love to see more families get into hustling as a family. Me and my family are trying a lot of different things, man. I'm trying to get my boys up to speed on some of the things that I'm doing. 2 Black women entrepreneurs launch a plant subscription service to promote self-care. I think this is something that I definitely want to check into because I need some plants around my house, plants around my office to promote, like I said, self-care. And this just reminds me that, guys, I don't care what your passion is, you can turn it into a business to make profits, ladies and gentlemen. These women are obviously passionate about plants, and they figured out how to turn that passion into a business. I'm going to hop over to Forbes entrepreneur section as well, and I want you to see this one because I think this one is huge for entrepreneurs to understand. It says crony capitalism. While the best connected businesses got much of the SBA coronavirus cash. What are they talking about? It says the Paycheck Protection Program was meant to help struggling small businesses hit by COVID-19. Instead, a lot of the money went to those with the best relationships, not the neediest or most deserving. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand The power of nepotism. If you don't know how working relationships can help you or actually crush you in business, that's what that article is talking about. I can't wait to go read it, but go check that out on the Forbes.com website, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Really quickly, let me share with you this excerpt, man, from this is from the Wealth Choice, latest thing that I'm reading by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. Some of you guys know him from his previous work, which is Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. And I'm just trying to make sure I can hear myself on the monitors. So this was a quote from someone that he interviewed, and this is in he talked about 9 disciplines that all wealthy people have in common, right? But this wealthy person quoted, says, over the course of my career, I failed more times than I can count. And this is, I'm trying to get his name, Nathaniel Goldston. He is the CEO of Gourmet Food Services, right? And each time, failure has always rendered a special gift. It's called wisdom. So if at first you don't succeed, welcome to the club. Hopefully that encourages you as an entrepreneur, man, and that you, my friend, will not be discouraged by failure. In fact, you just understand that failure is part of the success equation, point blank, period. There's no getting away from it. There's no getting around it. And the key, like Mr. Goldston said there, is to be certain that you extract the gift from the failure, which is the lesson. So right now we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we are going to introduce to some of you guys and present to others a good friend of the show, professional sales coach, Mr. Brian K. McNeill. So keep it locked right here. Cortez Hustle Show is brought to you by Financial Health Mentor, practical proven wealth building strategies specifically for working class Americans. Go to financialhealthmembership.com, learn how to get your taxes down, credit up, get out of debt, and start accumulating assets. Financialhealthmembership.com. Cortez Hustle Show is also brought to you by freefunnelmachine.com. If you've ever wanted to use sales funnels in your business, but not quite ready to fork over hundreds of dollars per month for funnel building software, then now you can incorporate sales funnels into your process absolutely free. Freefunnelmachine.com includes free autoresponder, includes free training, and it is free for life. Freefunnelmachine.com. The Cortez Hustle Show is also brought to you by Office Huddle Print Shop. All of the graphic designs, logos that you see for iHustle Media Group and the Cortez Hustle Show are courtesy of Office Huddle Print Shop. Check out their exclusive unlimited graphics package at officehuddleprints.com. The Cortez Hustle Show is a copywritten production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of video, captions, audio, depiction of this show is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show. I'm your host, Cortez Hustle, and we're coming to you live and direct from the Free Funnel Machine Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Listen, if you are yet to implement sales funnels in your business, then you want to go to freefunnelmachine.com, set up your free account, choose the funnel that you want to start working with. Comes with a free autoresponder and training. You do not want to run your business without sales funnels. Speaking of sales, we are here live and direct with the professional sales coach, Mr. Brian Keith McNeill. So excited to have you on board, man. Sales is one of those fundamental processes that you've got to get down packed, or you got to hire a good sales team. Nevertheless, you have to always be selling. So tell everybody real quick who you are and what got you into the field of sales.
All right, awesome. First off, thank you very much, Cortez Hustle, for this opportunity to be on your show. I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and having an opportunity to share my word with your audience is amazing with me.
Awesome.
My name is Brian K. McNeill, and I am an author and a sales coach. I'm a believer, I'm a father, a grandfather, all those things. But I believe that God has uniquely qualified me to help men and women to sell themselves and their services better than they ever have before, so they can earn more money than ever before. My books that made me kind of famous are the Shortcut, the fastest route to selling your services. This book teaches you what to do when you don't have a client in front of you right now. What do you do with your time? And I also wrote the book, Asking for the Money, how anyone can close more sales, even you. And I actually ended up in the professional sales the way a lot of people end up in the professional sales. I needed a job at the time. And back in back in 93, when I was 22 or 3 years old, my wife told me that we had gotten pregnant. And I was the front desk supervisor of a hotel, which not making much money. So I needed more money right then. So I answered an ad in the newspaper. This is how old school that was.
Okay.
And it says, because people have been telling me I'll be good in sales, but I didn't even know what that meant. So I answered the ad, says, no experience necessary, will train, entry-level sales. So I took that job, and they hired me, and I was horrible at it for 8 months, and it was a straight commissioned sales job. Straight commission sales. That means if you don't make a sale, you don't get no money unless whatever they advance you. And I was deep into the hole to the company and advances. But it took me about 8 months to discover, as if by providence, my first book on sales.
Okay.
It was a hot day. I ended up in the business section and found a book on sales. And I bought that book with my day's lunch money, and started turning the pages, and I got better and better. And as I finished one book, I got another and another, and my sales got better and better, and I became a sales rock star.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it, man. And talk a little bit about why sales has gotten such a bad rap, man. I like to tell people that every minute of every hour of every day, something is being bought and sold. And the only question I have is who's getting the commission, right? But sometimes people think that sales jobs or being a salesman is a bad thing. Do you know where that originated, or you have any inkling as to why it's
I know
gotten such a
exactly where
bad
that
rap?
came from. Well, the sales being thought of as a bad thing and having a negative connotation is something that they earned over time. Over time, at one time, salespeople had the advantage over customers and clients because they knew all the stuff, and the customers and clients didn't know anything. So they had to go by and rely on whatever that salesperson said. And lots of salespeople were unscrupulous, selling things like, snake oil and home improvement and cars, and they would just get away with it, But that shifted in the 80s and 90s, and particularly in the 2000s, because none of the salespeople have any advantages over the clients anymore. The clients know as much, if not more, than the salesperson. So today, the salesperson has to be the most honest person in the room. You can't get away with being unscrupulous or being dishonest, because you'll get a Facebook post or Google post or review or Yelp review quickly. Okay, so you can't get away with that stuff anymore. But here's what happened. The salespeople that used to be pushy, the pendulum has shifted so far to the right that now, for the fear of coming across as pushy, today's salespeople don't even ask for business at all. Right. They don't ask at all. They're so, forgive my term here, they've gotten from the pushy salesperson, now we're in the wimpy salesperson age. And that's my opinion, because I talk sales and salespeople every day, all day. So a lot of times now, they don't even ask for business. They're too afraid to, or if they ask at all, they back off real quick. No, that's no problem, that's no problem. Because they're afraid of coming across as a pushy salesperson. They won't even give the client a chance to reconsider. They won't even go through closing efforts anymore. Right. Now, there is a lot of ground between a pushy salesperson and a wimpy salesperson. And learning how to navigate that area well is what I do.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm so glad you said that, man, because you're right. And I found myself in that position as what I call myself as an attraction marketer. I attract people to me, and it makes it easier for me to ask for the sale because, heck, you call me.
You came to me. That's right. You called me.
But I am that guy who doesn't particularly like the pushy salesperson and that kind of thing. But I've learned that, when you're selling a good product and service, you're doing people a disservice to let them get away without even trying to overcome the objective, because you know that what you have can get them the result that they want. So it is your job to really go to the next level and perform some closing rituals to help that person out, man. So talk about a couple things that
Yeah.
a wimpy salesperson such as myself should be doing or could do to kind of start not becoming that pushy guy, but to start coming back towards the middle of the road where it's okay to overcome an objection of two
Yep.
to close the deal.
Okay. It's your personal integrity is at stake here.
Okay.
Now, are you offering what you offer the world? Are you doing it to people or for people?
Mm.
And are you sure? Because a lot of people knee jerk, so I'm doing it for them. Are you sure? Yeah, because my family needs the money so we can pay our bills and stuff. See, now you're not doing it for them. You're just trying to make money. You're
Right.
using them as a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you sure that what you're offering them, is it a big pile of the benefits that you're offering in exchange for their little pile of money? Are they better off having your services than not having your services? Because if you're not sure that they're better off with your services than not better off with your services, then you need to get sure of that. Okay?
Okay.
That's the first thing. If what you're offering, if you're certain that it benefits them, you owe it to them to motivate them to take advantage of it. If it was really good, you would motivate them. And here's the problem. If you don't try to motivate them, they like you less if you don't try to close the sale.
Wow.
There's an Aesop fable called Buridan's Ass. And it's about this donkey that starves himself to death while standing right between two huge stacks of hay because he can't make up his mind which one is better to eat from.
Wow.
Now, when you offer a solution to your clients and you don't steer them to one pile of hay or the other, if you don't at least ask for them to give your services a try, would you at least give this a try? Would you try this? That's the way I prefer you ask for business, by the way. Will you give us a try? Because it's such a non-threatening way to give them a chance to say yes or give them a chance to say no. But if you don't offer to close, they like you less. You're putting them in that frustrating position. Why did he tell me all this stuff? He didn't even try to get in my business. Okay? And here's the other thing you need to know. Most adults, particularly if they're over the age of 30, they have made enough bad decisions that they're afraid to make any decision. So they need you to help them to make a good decision. Wow. Your amazing website and your amazing social media and your amazing funnels, unless you set it up where where it's like an e-commerce thing where they exchange something for money. Other than that, at some point, somebody's going to have to say, will you give this a try?
Awesome. Awesome.
And you owe it to them. Last thing I want to say on that point, there's this concept called the sin of the desert. The sin of the desert. The sin of the desert is when you know where the water is or you know where the solution is, but you won't tell anyone else.
Ooh.
Now, the sin of the desert is the height of selfishness. You know that you could be helped them, but you won't motivate them to take the help. You're committing the crime, not them. Okay. Wow. And it doesn't even matter why you don't tell them. I don't feel like it. They might not reject my offer. They might want to hear from me, whatever. They don't have to accept your offer, but you have to offer it.
Right. Gotcha. I love that, man. And that's kind of where I am. And started to understand some of those things. I didn't know I was committing the sin, though, Brian. Sin of the desert for not offering my solutions. Well, when we come back, man, we're going to have Brian dive into the other thing that is troubling a lot of people, man. And he kind of touched on it a little bit here, but I want him to really break down some strategies to help people overcome what I call an STD when it comes to sales, right? Not that kind of STD. I mean, people are scared to death when it comes to sales. So we'll talk about how to overcome some of those fears. And he touched on it briefly there, but we'll go deeper into that when we come back on the other side of this break. So keep it locked right here.
I have done 2 prior Longevity Better Health Now challenges. I decided this time around I needed an extra push. A good thing to remember is 32 pounds is the weight of my 3.5-year-old son, and I am not carrying around a 3.5-year-old basically.
I'm a mother of 4. I just want to see how healthy I can get so that I can be around for a while. It's pretty amazing whenever you're excited to get on the scales every morning and see what the numbers are instead of dreading it.
When I went to convention last year, the day of the 5K, this lady, Merle, came across the finish line. She was visually impaired. She was blind. From this day forth, I said, I'm changing my lifestyle, and I'm just going to be a whole new me.
I was out of control. I really let myself go. And I thought, okay, who loses 12 pounds in a week? I'm like, this is such a joke. But it happened, and it happened again, and again, and again. Anybody can do this. If I can do it, you can do it.
Leading up to today has been a whirlwind, but I feel amazing. Everybody makes you feel really awesome when you come here too, so it just kind of like heightens your excitement about everything.
I feel so much better. If I could help just one person be able to do that for their life, then it'd be worth it all.
I feel amazing. I can't believe how far I've came from last year to this year.
I have kept my weight off within 2 to 5 pounds, which is a complete miracle. Let's go!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to the Cortez Hustle Show. Guys, this is episode number 2, and I am thrilled to have my man Brian K. McNeill hanging out with us, talking about the power of sales and why you are committing a sin if you got a good product and service and you refuse to let anybody know about it. Shout out to my sponsor real quick, freefunnelmachine.com. Guys, you can go set up a free website with a free autoresponder, build a free sales funnel, get free coaching and training at freefunnelmachine.com. Make sure you guys go and check that out. So before we left off on break, we talked about the STD when it comes to sales, and I got to give that to my man Rashawn Lawhorn, who would say that all the time. I'm like, man, what are you talking about, STD? He's like, man, people are scared to death to sell. So why do you think that is, Brian, that people are scared to sell, even when they got a good product or service?
Make sure your boy is okay with me using that term too. I like it. Selling STDs. I'm gonna do a video about that myself at some point. Now, what was your question again?
So why are people scared to death to sell, even when they have a good product or service?
Yeah, it's because frankly they're self-directed. They are worried about how the client is going to feel about them. You know, if I try to sell this, they might think I'm pushy, and I don't want to come across as pushy. That means you're being self-directed, and I have a way to be helpful to them. When you're selling them, you're not pushing them. You know, you're helping them for something. You know, I had a conversation earlier today on another interview I did today about the idea of, Brian, you could sell anything to anybody. Well, really, you just described a con man, not a salesperson. And I have offense to that. I spent all my adult life, most of my adult life, trying to dispel that thought about what really selling is. You don't sell anything to anybody. You only sell the right thing to the right people. You know, I'm not a con man. I'm trying to be helpful to the world. But here's a couple of things to help those people who don't believe they like selling. Just a couple of things. First off, I look at the root of the word, the way the word was originated. Okay, the word has 2 originations. One of them is Old English, and one of them is Greek. The Old English comes from a word called salon, which means willing to give up. Sell came from a concept of willing to give it up. And the Greek comes from 2 words, sell ye, which literally mean to help. It was the act of helping people to get what they want. In the Bible, in Proverbs in 11:26, it says, people curse the ones that withhold the grain, blessings upon the ones willing to sell it. Now, your grain is your intellectual property, what you know. And if you keep your grain to yourself, the people are going to wish curses upon you and curses upon you. Like in some versions of the Bible say, the one that withholds the corn. If you have corn or intellectual property and the people want corn, they have to hope you're willing to sell it to them, or they don't get any of it.
Right.
They don't get any of it. Now, if you're willing to sell it, that's what the Bible says. If your blessings upon you, you're supposed to do business till he returns. You're supposed to exchange your gift, skills, and talents for money. You're supposed to do it.
That's amazing, man. And more and more people definitely need to get that. Here's something that I've always been interested in, and you kind of helped me with this before. It is, networking events, opportunities around other people, and pitching a little bit about who you are. And so I know it's called in the industry the elevator pitch, but also just from a networking standpoint, how should you introduce yourself to people? So if that's two things, then break them both down. Introduction that you can when you're networking and space when we are allowed to go back outside and play, right? But then also the elevator pitch where you do want to pitch someone on who you are, and you just got that short window of time to make it happen. So talk about those two things for us, if you will.
Now, the term elevator pitch got popular in the late 90s and 2000s. One of my current books that I'm working on is called It's Not About the Elevator Pitch.
Okay.
I try to get people away from the thinking of pitching people. Because if someone pitched something to you, what do? You're either going to catch the ball or hit it or dodge it. Okay.
Right.
But, so what? People still call it a pitch. I want people to stop talking about pitches and deals. I'd rather you tell your story than pitch at people. Okay. So, but people still know the term. Now, if at a networking event, that's an amazing opportunity. I'm going to teach you how to introduce yourself, and I'm going to teach you guys the golden referral question. Okay. This is the question that you should be asking people at networking events. Now, I've done this with you before, Cortez, I believe, but for the sake of this audience, are you willing to role play with me?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So if I haven't done it with you, just keep going. If I have, just do it again, because it probably was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cortez, if you were at a networking event and you met some cool people there that you had never met before, but it's a cool scene. Your type of people there, business folks there, you're having a good time, everyone else, and you're enjoying them. It's a good scene. And you meet some cool people there, and they say to you in conversation, so Cortez, what do you do for a living? In that scene, what would you say?
I would probably say I am a financial educator. I teach people practical strategies on how to lay the foundation for building generational wealth, something along those lines.
Awesome. I'm a financial educator, and I would teach people about generational wealth, something along those lines. That's question one.
Yeah.
Got 3 more questions for you. Okay, now we're not at the networking event anymore. It's just you and I talking. Now, Cortez, who do you believe would pay for your services?
Primarily adult men who are serious about their legacy and they're trying to get out of the rat race, so to speak, and they want to take their finances serious for once in their lives so that they can build a generational legacy and have something to pass down to their children.
Amazing. Okay, that's question 2.
Right.
Question 3. Now, those people that decide to work with you, they decide to give you the money that you ask for in exchange for your services. Once they have done that, what do you call them?
I call them clients.
Clients, okay.
Yeah.
Last question. Cortez, what business would you say that you are in?
Education.
You're in the education business.
Yeah.
All right, now, based upon that little bit I just learned from you, and I do not profess to understand your game nearly the way you do, okay?
Right.
But I'm going to pretend I'm doing what my understanding is of what you're doing.
Okay.
And I want you to ask me, what do I do for a living?
All right. So, Brian, what do you do for a living, man?
Cortez, you know how there are so many men that they earn good money, but they never have any. Or they're completely confused about how to grow their money, protect their money, set up their family, but they want to know how. It just frustrates them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
Right. Well, what I do is I actually make it easy and simple for people to learn what they need to learn and help them to set up systems for their money and for their families. And I do it through my coaching services so that they can not only accumulate more money, but actually grow money for their family's futures. That's what I do.
Awesome.
Now, it was an awesome answer. I was about to say, how was my answer? And you said awesome. Now, here's the thing. You know what you do on a very, very high level. Now, when I ask you what you do, you gave me what's called a descriptive answer. You described it. Now, describing it is fine, brother, but it doesn't sell and it doesn't compel, because we get a lot of stuff thrown at us. When I was pretending I was in your game, when you asked me what I do for a living, what I said was, you know how, which is an invitation to agree with what I'm about to say. And it took me right at 30 seconds to do the whole thing, maybe a little bit less than 30 seconds. I said, you know how, and then I introduced a problem, and I got you to agree that it was a problem.
Right.
And it took me a couple of sentences. I said, you know how there are so many men that earn money and they're confused? And because you understand the problem, you started agreeing right away. He was like, right. And that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to get you to agree on the problem before I introduce myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
So I introduced the problem. I got you to agree on the problem. It took seconds to do that. Then I transitioned you and I said, well, what I do is now I'm introducing myself as the solution to the problem, as the answer to the question, as the aspirin to the headache.
Right.
You know, well, what I do is I try to convey that I solve the problem through my services. And here's the ending. The ending is more important than the beginning and the middle. And this is the crime that most professionals make, especially if they're good. They don't end their story. You do all that cool stuff you do, Cortez, for what? You do all that cool stuff so that they can what? You have to say. You do all that so that they can be much more confident about their financial future, actually set up a wealth for their family. You have to say at least one benefit. One or two is all you got to say, but you still have to say it. Because if you don't say a benefit of what you do, it's worse. It's as if you didn't have any benefits, which means they're going to flush you out. They're going to hear what you said, and they're not going to keep it. So you have to say a benefit of what you do. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very powerful.
So that's how you tell what you do as you sell what you do. It's a formula. You know how. Well, what I do is so that they can. Problem, paint yourself as the solution to the problem and give a benefit.
Amazing, amazing. Guys, that is good stuff, man. I hope you guys are taking notes, man. And do me a favor. I want you to remember that you can go to the show page, thecortezhustleshow.com, to catch the rebroadcast and the replay, man. Don't forget, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, all of those places, man. Make sure you go and review the show. When we come back, Brian's going to tell you where you can get more of this kind of sales coaching and education, where you can find his books. And he has a special offer for you, and you don't want to miss this, so keep it locked right here. The Cortez Hustle Show is brought to you by Financial Health Mentor, practical proven wealth building strategies specifically for working class Americans. Go to financialhealthmembership.com, learn how to get your taxes down, credit up, get out of debt, and start accumulating assets. financialhealthmembership.com. Cortez Hustle Show is also brought to you by freefunnelmachine.com. If you've ever wanted to use sales funnels in your business, but not quite ready to fork over hundreds of dollars per month for funnel building software, then now you can incorporate sales funnels into your process absolutely free. freefunnelmachine.com includes free autoresponder, includes free training, and it is free for life. freefunnelmachine.com. The Cortez Hustle Show is also brought to you by Office Huddle Print Shop. All of the graphic designs, logos that you see for iHustle Media Group and the Cortez Hustle Show are courtesy of Office Huddle Print Shop. Check out their exclusive unlimited graphics package at officehuddleprints.com. The Cortez Hustle Show is a copyrighted production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of video, captions, audio, depiction of this show is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market. All right, guys, welcome back to the Cortez Hustle Show, coming live and direct from the freefunnelmachine.com studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. I am sitting here with Brian K. McNeill, professional sales coach, and he just dropped some jewels. Listen, man, y'all think your boy has been uber productive and been crushing it? What I just learned? Oh, man, I'm going to be a beast out here in these streets, Brian. I appreciate you so much, brother. But you are also talking about the golden something, and we didn't get a chance to get into that. So break that down, and then we'll let everybody know about your special offer with your program and how they can get access to it and all that.
Absolutely. It's called the Golden Referral Question.
Okay.
The Golden Referral Question. I'm going to role play it with you, Cortez.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, Cortez, you and I met at a networking event, and we exchanged cards. I'm holding your card. So, Cortez, if I'm talking to somebody, how would I know the person I'm talking to is a good referral for you?
Well, if you're talking to someone and they are serious about their money and they've got some challenges that they're trying to overcome in that area, and they don't know where to turn, they can turn to the financial health mentor, man. We'll take good care of them.
Now, that was what I just asked him, was the golden referral question. Most people consider it like a present, and they welcome that question, and they're happy to answer it. You know, how would I know if someone I'm talking to, as I'm out and about, how would I know if the person I'm talking to is a great referral for you? Now, if he answers that question at all, he has to think about that, and he answers that question at all, very often the law of reciprocation kicks in. After he answers, he goes, well, how about you? How would I know if anybody I'm talking to is a good referral for you?
Yeah.
And then you'll whip out your story on them.
That, my friend, is genius. And I do know the law of reciprocity is very, very real. It's hard to give somebody a compliment and they don't pay one right back, right?
Yes,
It's hard to refer somebody and they don't offer to give you a referral. So that is a great, the golden referral question, is it? Question.
Yep, the golden referral question.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I know my listeners have got a great deal of value from what you share with us so far. I know I certainly have. I can't wait to go back and replay this and rehearse it. And then I'm teaching my team how to do the same thing. So we about to start crushing around here, Brian, thanks to you.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah, you also got a couple books out there, and I'll put links to all of this stuff in the show notes so that you guys can check it out. But in addition to that, you have a special offer for your academy. So talk a little bit about what the academy is and what it can do for the person who's trying to up their game in the area of sales.
Thank you. I am a sales coach and a sales trainer. When organizations ask me to come in and teach their sales force how to sell, I charge them a lot of money. I charge them thousands of bucks. Okay. When someone hires me as their one-on-one sales coach, that's going to be thousands of bucks too. And their game is whatever they pay me, they get, 6, 8, 10, 20 times more than what they invested.
Right.
But sometimes, even though they may want my services are more expensive than some people. And I've come up with a way to make it affordable for the masses.
Gotcha.
I have an online school called the Selling Your Services Academy. The Selling Your Services Academy, I do it each Wednesday at 2 p.m. and again at 9 p.m. The same class happens both times. So whether you want day or night. And you can get amazing high-level sales training in a group format where you can make it affordable for everyone. I charge for the Selling Your Services Academy, I charge $25 per class, just $25 per class, or $60 per month. If you pay the $60 per month, you also get a one-on-one 30-minute sales coaching session with me, with the sales coach. But I love doing it because the testimonials I have from my academy have been amazing. And it's a way I can help people right where they are, help them to start earning some more money by getting their skill set up higher so they can do more things.
Gotcha. I love that. I love that. So, guys, go to the show page, thecortezhustleshow.com. You're going to see the latest episode, which is this one. Right at the top of the page, you're going to see the link to grab his books, to grab and enroll in that course, whether you want to take one course, one class for just the $25, or it just makes sense, man. Selling is such a lifelong skill that you never master. You probably want to get in that thing monthly, man, and just really hone your skills and your ability to sell. So Brian Keith, it was such an amazing pleasure to have you on, brother. Always proud of everything that you got going on, and you're such an amazing guy, father, coach, Christian,
And
husband.
today's our wedding anniversary.
Oh, do you know what today is?
Man,
Well,
did you ever listen to the lyrics to that song?
happy anniversary to you and the Madam Lisa.
That's right.
I'm excited to have her on here as well because she's an amazing coach in her own regard. But last words, any last tips, anything you wanted to say that you didn't say before we let you get out of here? And also tell us where to find you on social media.
Okay, great. To find me on social media, I'm very, very easy to find. A good place to start is briankmcneil.com. briankmcneil.com. On Facebook, you can find me, briankmcneil.com. On LinkedIn, I'm a big LinkedIn guy. You can find me under Brian K. McNeill or The Best Sales Coach. LinkedIn.com/The Best Sales Coach. You can find me. Twitter, Brian K. McNeill. That's it. But you can find me a lot of places on social media. You can Google me. You'll find some impressive stuff. You can look me up on YouTube and see a ton of videos I've done. Brian K. McNeill. So anyway, last words. Do you have something good to offer? If you're sure it's good, you owe it to them. I think the shortcut to wherever you are right now, to the prosperity levels of your business, especially if you're offering a service. Cortez offers a service. I think the shortcut to get you prosperous is to work with a sales coach. Because I believe I save people years. So, and I'm still old school enough that I'll accept your phone call. A gift to your group. I wrote an ebook called the 1-2-3 Formula, which is a track to run on. And if you will get me your email address and say 1-2-3, I will send you a free ebook and plus some bonus videos from Brian K. McNeill, the 1-2-3 Formula.
Awesome. Well, we're going to link all of that stuff in the show notes, man, so that you can get that free ebook and those free bonus videos. I've got learned a lot today. Appreciate you for coming out, man. So excited. When we come back, I'm going to give you a short demo of 3 different sales funnels that you could be using in your business. So keep it locked right here. The Cortez Hustle Show is a copywritten production of iHustle Media Group. Any unauthorized use of video, captions, audio, depiction of this show is strictly prohibited. iHustle Media Group, a better way to market. Yo, welcome back, man. Shout out to Brian K. McNeill. I don't know about y'all, man, but I am already a better salesperson because of that interview. Show some love to Brian K, man. Drop top sales in the comment if you think that you are going to elevate your ability to sell as a result. And what Brian forgot to mention is that if you go to thecortezhustleshow.com and you register for the Sales Academy, you're actually going to get $20 off your first month. That's right. So you can get an entire month of the Selling Your Services Academy for just $40. Ladies and gentlemen, as promised, I want to show you guys 3 quick examples of sales funnels that you should incorporate in your business. I know I'm cutting it close time-wise. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the show, but I definitely want to share this with you because I just believe sales funnels we didn't get in business, right? Any business whatsoever to become a slave to our business, right? We got in business so that we can experience a level of time freedom as well as financial freedom. So sales funnels allow you to add systems that will create some automation. So I'm going to show you a couple examples of these. And I know a lot of different people from different businesses and different industries could use sales funnels in their business. So let me cut over to a screen share real quick. And let me make sure that you guys can see this stuff clearly. So the first one is basically just a lead funnel, right? So what a lead funnel is, it allows you to offer something, and usually a lead funnel will take people over to a video presentation of some sort, right? So this one says, are you a professional in the travel industry watching your income shrink due to COVID-19? Well, I am offering a business opportunity that will allow people to make more money during this COVID pandemic, right? So it collects their name and email address, and then they say, yes, I want to see this. And then basically it takes them over to a video presentation of what I'm trying to, the information I'm trying to disseminate to them. So that is one form of the sales funnel. The other form of the sales funnel is what we call a lead magnet sales funnel. In this case, I'm giving them a solution free of charge. So a lot of you guys know I'm a big time network marketer. I advocate for the network marketing industry. I believe it is a great place to start on the road to entrepreneurship is MLM, because they do a lot of stuff for you that most people can't figure out early on, or don't have the money to pay someone to help them figure out, like products, distribution, packaging, all of that kind of stuff. With MLM, you will get all of that stuff already, and you just simply have to market. So this one says, stop chasing family and friends, build your MLM like all the top producers, learn how to become a micro influencer on social media. It's easier than you think. And basically this gives them a free cheat sheet and mini course. So when they hit yes, give me access, they're going to go and register for, it's going to ask them to put in their name, email address, choose a password, because this is actually a membership site. So they'll be able to log in and watch their free mini course and download their cheat sheet. The other one that is good for you to use in terms of building your business is what we call a webinar funnel. This is another brand that I have called the freetrialbusiness.com. As you guys know, I'm big on helping you make more money, right? So if you go to freetrialbusiness.com, it talks about unleash the power of free and create a virtual cash machine by giving away free stuff. And that's what we do. I teach people how to give away free, valuable things that lead people on a course to buying products down the road. And when they buy those products, you get paid. So when they go here and put in their name and email address, they're going to say, yes, I want instant access. It's going to take them to a webinar presentation. And the difference is the webinar presentation is usually a little bit longer. It goes into a lot more detail, and it really, really, really breaks down. Let's see if I can do this one. I've got so many emails. I may have already opted into this one. Let's see. And it should take me to, all right, so it's not taking me where I want it to go, because it should take me to a email confirmation page and then over to the actual webinar once I confirm. And if I already have that email in the system, it's going to throw me that error. But here's what you need to know about the sales funnels, ladies and gentlemen. What you need to know is that if you are building a business of any kind, it's all about the list. How many of you guys remember when Facebook bought Instagram? They paid $1 billion for Instagram. Do you not think that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his team, with all of their cash reserve and their technology, do you not think they could have built a Instagram that has the same function and does the same thing? Of course they could have. But what did they really buy? What they really bought was Instagram's list. See, Instagram had tens of millions of users on that platform that were not on Facebook. So they spent $1 billion to add tens of millions of users to the Facebook database. The money is in the list. If you're selling a product and you're not capturing a name and email address so you can market to those people over time, you're working too hard. So that's going to wrap it up for us today, ladies and gentlemen. The rest of the week's lineup for the iHustle Media Group line of shows. Tomorrow, we do the St. Louis Hustle podcast. You can check that out at St. Louis Hustle Podcast on Facebook. Also, your favorite podcasting platforms, iTunes, iHeart, wherever you go to get your podcast, you can check that out. On Friday, the Cortez Hustle Show is back. And on Fridays, we do our Black Economic Empowerment series. So we're going to be talking about 10 businesses that African Americans should be looking at, industries that they should be trying to get involved in to transform their economic state. So that is this coming Friday, the Cortez Hustle Show. Remember, you can go to thecortezhustleshow.com and get all of the show notes. You'll be able to opt into Brian's program where you're going to get $20 off your first month of Selling Your Services Academy. You'll be able to get his books there. Also, the link to his free ebook is also on the CortezHustleShow.com site. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Shout out to my sponsor, thefreefunnelmachine.com. Check that out if you want to start building sales funnels in your business. Shout out to Brian K. McNeill. Happy anniversary, Lisa. Super glad that he was able to stop by and bless us with some gems on how to sell more stuff. So until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up.